I'm going to make you work for your dollar. Say something with that great radio voice.
When you're listening to nothing but the best of oldies, you're listening to Magic 98.9. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. And we'll be back with more right after these words. And don't forget, tomorrow morning is your chance to win. Five years ago, I held a sign that said, I have a God-given gift of voice. I'm an ex-radio announcer who's fallen on hard times. Please, any help would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, and God bless. You know, if I was asked to rewrite that sign today, it would say, I have a God-given gift of voice. Acknowledge him in all my ways, and he will direct my path.
Good morning! Last week we just celebrated this Thanksgiving holiday. It's a holiday where we take a break from our very busy schedule and get together with our families and friends to give thanks to the Lord. Acknowledge Him for the whole year blessings. But I think Thanksgiving should be a daily practice. It's a very important element in our life if we really want to have a joyful life. That's why I show Ted Williams' video here, because it's a great example of what Thanksgiving is all about. And I'll talk to that in a minute. But life is all about give and take. It's all about giving and receiving. And in between that comes gratitude. We receive, we give thanks and give back. We receive, we give thanks and give back. So gratitude is like a motivating factor that maintains this cycle of life. And without that attitude of gratitude, we mess up that cycle. Problem comes. It is when we are not grateful of what we have that we tend to complain of what we don't have. That we tend to compare, we tend to criticize, we tend to argue with even small things. We tend to see the imperfections, the bad side of life. I will give you an example. I was once struggling with my wife. So struggling that I was thinking of separating or hurting myself badly. But I came across with the importance of gratitude, the importance of writing what you are grateful for. So I said, why don't I give a try? So I started thinking, what am I grateful for with my wife? I try to break my thoughts, just in writing whatever comes up. And the first day is just fine. On the second day, the third day, the fourth day, I come up with even more. And on the fifth day, I realized that I had so much to be grateful for with my wife. And what I'm struggling for becomes negligible to me, and start to be happy and love her even more. So every day, whenever I see my wife, whether she's happy or struggling or angry at me, I don't mind. I can still love her. And I look at my wife as the most beautiful woman in the world. And when I see her smile, oh man, that's heaven to me. Gratitude redirects our focus on the good things of life that brings joy. And this applies not only to relationship but to everything in life. From your health, to your possessions, to whatever you have. Being thankful shows that we are happy to whatever we receive, whether it's a big or small. it gives joy to both the receiver and the giver. Just imagine if you give a gift to someone and he didn't even say thank you. How do you feel? You will not be motivated to give the second time, right? But if you see that person giving thanks with glowing smile, you will be happy to give more. Ted Williams is a great example on this. He was once a radio announcer in the 80s and is earning $62,000 a year. That's a big amount back in those days. But he's into alcohol and drugs, losing his family, and end up becoming homeless, losing everything. But he learned his lessons. He met God in that cold, freezing day in that side of the street where he's asking for $0.25 just to have something to eat. I remember there is this lady who pulled over and take some time to get money from her purse. And Ted is thinking, oh, maybe she's gonna give me $20. But she only found 13 cents to give. And Ted Williams' faith and attitude was challenged during that time.
Lady pulls up to the corner, and she rolls her window down, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, hi, ma'am, how are you? She's like, fine, honey, I'm trying to find you something. And she goes into her purse. Now, I'm standing over her, and I'm looking down in the car, and there's a pattern of traffic laying in back of her, and I'm feeling like this lady is digging really deep, so I know she's coming out with a $20 bill. So I'm not going nowhere, lady, don't worry. I don't care if it rains right now. I'm not going nowhere. And she digs. The pattern of lights change. The cars are blowing at her, and I'm standing there. Now I'm getting pissed. In the back of my mind, I'm like, Lord, how long? I'm speaking to God, Lord, how long is it going to take you to roll out this $20 bill? Well, she digs long enough to only come out with 13 cents. All of a sudden, God said, if you don't make that lady think that your 13 cents is of any value to you, then don't ask me for nothing else. I know this 13 cent ain't helping you, but I thank you for the, and I said, no, ma'am, believe me, this 13 cents, I needed it.
And that becomes a condition to receive a bigger blessing.
Oh, here comes a car pulling up out of nowhere. The dude rolls his window down and gives me $40. I said, Lord, you are a beast. Took that $40 and ran. But the point was that I had to be thankful for the little blessings, and I guess that's what we have to do in life.
Not only that, later he got discovered in that day.
He's all over national TV.
You're watching Inside Edition.
And the job offers are pouring in from NFL films, radio stations, reality shows. Cleveland Cavaliers are offering a full-time announcing gig and a house to live in mortgage-free.
I went from homeless to Hollywood.
Second, he multiplied that joy by giving back to the community. Grateful people are happy people. And those who give back, those who volunteer, those who contribute to the society in any forms or ways are not only happier, but also healthier than those who don't, according to the study. So in conclusion, the two lessons I learned from Ted Williams' life, which I want to share, is that first, to be grateful, to give thanks every day. And not just saying it, but feeling it. And that needs time. You need to set time to do that. And I think the best for me is in the evening before you sleep to express your gratitude. And not just expressing, but the best is to write it down. Because writing it down, you really focus. You really think of what the details, what you are thankful for. And it starts to make sense to you. And then you start to smile. You start to change your mood for the better. You start to feel better. You start to feel happier. Imagine if you do that every day. You can be happy to whatever circumstances or whatever challenges that may come your way. You can maintain that happy attitude. Second is to give back. Find ways to give back every day if you can, in any way. Not just helping the poor or do volunteering, but even just simple things like visiting somebody, a sick person, for example, or calling a friend who is in difficulty. We used to say that it's better to give than to receive, in that by giving makes you happy. But have you ever thought of why? Science in the psychology now reveals that our brains and our bodies are hardwired for giving. When we give, our happy transmitters kick in. That oxytocin, dopamine, endorphin, serotonin floods our body and makes us feel good, makes us feel happy, and makes us healthy. That's why in my previous videos where I share those regions where people live the longest, the reason why these people live long is because they have that strong sense of purpose. They feel they have something to contribute. They don't just sit there in the retirement home or senior living home. No, they continues to give. Thank you guys again for watching, and I hope you learned something today, and I hope you don't mind. And if you can relate onto this, please leave a comment below, and I see you in my next video. I actually have a job, but I try to discipline myself to make at least one video a week. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye!